Once you get on there, it'll pop up on the screen in a second, guys. Once you get on the main page, or actually any page at physicsclassroom.com, see in the top left where it says My Account? Go there. And then once you go to that page, it should say to the right, Register as a student, big blue link there. Click on that. Alright, with your registration, make sure you use your school email and the school password that goes along with your email, just like logging in your Chromebook, okay? Use that information. Put your first name. It says last name or initial. Put your full last name in for me, okay? And the course code will be up on the screen in a second. Then at the bottom, you got to enter the security thing. But fill that in. It should all go smoothly. Your code is 15904. That code, finish filling it out. Let me know if anything happens, like if it doesn't seem like it worked or something. Okay? Then we're going to take a little bit of time here to kind of discuss how you get around on the site once you're logged in. And now we don't have to be guests when we do concept builders. It'll save our completed work. I'll explain that in a second. Everybody got that code? Well, you guys are doing that. I made a sample student. Now, don't open up any tasks that you may see there. All right. Actually, I put an old one in that we already did just to use as an example. Next week, since we just finished position time graph stuff, next week we're going to, throughout the first half of the week, do a lot of concept builders on position time graphs. All right. So then there'll be another kind of graph we get to. But let me get a second to log in under my fake student account. Alright, are you guys on a page that looks like this? Okay. Select tasks and courses. Now you have something that looks like this. Do you have an assignment down here that looks like this? Okay. You don't have to do it. This is just a sample one. Again, you guys actually did this one in the past. But what this should now take care of, remember when we did this one, it wouldn't light up the trophies anymore and we couldn't prove we were doing them? That will happen now. And if you fully complete them, you don't have to screenshot anymore because I'm able to see it since you're logged in, like on my end. But here's the most important part, and I'll remind you this Monday when I assign some real ones. Beside each one, each individual concept builder will have its own like little thing there. This was the distance versus displacement one. You always want to start by viewing the requirements because I don't assign every level. You don't want to go and do every level if I didn't assign it, right? So in view requirements, you're going to see there are 3 levels. This particular one I said yes to be all being required. You can see the point value for each one for successful completion, okay? And I could also add other points, like I could put like kind of like a bonus 2 if you fully complete them all. I could give you a bonus level I'll talk about later if I ever do it, okay? But the main thing is go to here to see which levels are required. If it says no, don't bother doing it unless it's like a bonus level which will be marked, okay? I'm also still going to assign these through Google Classroom. Like that's how you know there's some new ones assigned, okay? So you just won't necessarily have to turn in screenshots. I'll get to that more in a second. But like I always say, you go to Classroom if there's a link there that takes you to here. But I'm not going to be real specific in the directions anymore, like I was on Classroom. Once it takes you here, you view the requirements to see which ones you have to do, okay? All right, so we know we got to do all 3 of them, so we're going to go to start this task. It might say continue if you've done part of it and come back. That's one nice thing. You can come back. Remember I said like before, completing, even when they gave us trophies, the earlier ones as guests, when we did that metric one, if you logged out or shut down the tab, you lost your trophy, right? That's not the case anymore. Once you're logged in, if you completed a level, if you open that level up 3 months from now, it'll still have the trophy in it. All right? I'm going to start this task. Well, that'll take us to the launch builder for that particular concept builder. Launch it, open it up. And you'll see that I already completed 2 levels of it. And they're saved still. Right? So if those are lit up, I can see it on my end, on the teacher view. I'll get a spreadsheet with all your names, and it'll just have marked an X by all the ones that you completed. Okay? Now here's the thing it still does not do. I don't know if this will ever change. I would hope so, but you still can't, it doesn't save your progress in the middle of a level. So if you don't get to the trophy screen in that level, it will not save your progress. It's the same deal. Like you'd have to keep the tab open. So I purposely didn't complete level 3 to explain what you do in this case if you, for some reason, you can't finish it. Maybe you're stuck. I know you guys are always going to have, almost always, these are going to be assigned in class. I told you guys I rarely assign homework in here, but you never know. You might have to finish one because you didn't get it done in class. You just didn't get far enough or something like that. And if you do not get a trophy where it saves it, let's say I'm on this level. Let's say I get 1 or 2 right, but I just can't get any more right. Maybe you're doing it at home. Maybe you missed a day. You're doing it not in class or something like that. They still get partial credit. You could still do the screenshot thing. That's the best idea I have right now. All right. If you get to the trophy, no screenshot. If you finish all trophies in each assignment, no screenshots required. But let's say I have 2 stars and one of these were red. Remember when we get them wrong? And I can't finish, or I can't figure it out anymore from there. If you screenshot this screen, it still has a level on it, and your login name is your email. Okay? If you screenshot this, remember, I'm still assigning these through Google Classroom. So if you want partial credit, screenshot this screen to show me you got some right. If you didn't get any right, you're not going to get any right, so there's no point to doing it. But if you have some right, but can't finish, screenshot this and still turn it in as a screenshot through Google Classroom where it was assigned. Does that make sense? But again, hopefully that doesn't happen or doesn't happen often. Hopefully you're able to always 100% complete them to where you get the trophies and then no screenshots are necessary. I'll remind you guys of that next week. But that's basically the format of how I want things done. I hope that someday, because this whole login thing's all new to this website. They're still working out things. I hope someday that they'll actually save your progress within a level. So like even if I finish, let's say I just finished one of these 3 and class ended and we're moving on tomorrow, I would say do this just in case. Just in case your tab gets lost, you could screenshot that for at least proof you got one right, because it won't save it within it. All right. I'll try to remind you guys of that. But hopefully you guys are doing them in class and getting them done in class, and that won't be too big of an issue. But you would have to restart the level if the tab closes, because it will only save once it gets to the trophy. But hopefully, maybe they'll eventually program it that it'll save your progress within levels, but as of right now, that's not the case. So, other than that, that's really all you guys need to know for the format of this. We're going to do quite a bit of these next week. There's a lot of them for motion graphing. It's one thing to write them out on paper. That was a good thing to do, so we learned the idea of it through that study guide. But these will do better than that to get the idea of it. Once we're done with those PT graphs, we'll move on to what's called VT graphs, and then eventually we'll start being able to do some labs once we fully understand graphing with the sensors and stuff.